What's up? The Jawn Joy is here.
Jawn Joy.
The Jawn Joy.
The Young Jawn.
The Young Jawn Joy.
What's up? It's the Jawn Joy right here on Southside Dash Radio. Y'all know what time it is. Every Thursday, 4 to 6, and it's big getting lit. With none other than your girl, Raven PY. Y'all know what time it is. You know, we got a special guest in the building. We got family in the building. You know what I mean? Been around him a few times. You know what I mean? See Domani all over the place. I always run into Domani. Domani Harris is in the mother freaking building. Domani, what's good?
Woo, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming through, bro.
Yeah, man. It's always
nice vibes when we run into each other.
Exactly.
Always nice vibes. Now it's Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like spend Thanksgiving? Like what's Thanksgiving in your household, your family?
It's a lot of different houses to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Big family. Spread it apart but close together. So we got to go see grandma house, mom house,
Mm-hmm.
dad house, cousin house. Just a lot of moving. A lot of getting blocked in. You blocked in your parking spot. You got to ask your cousin to move and somebody else.
Move. Everybody got to move.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dish on Thanksgiving? Like, what's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
I don't even know for real, man.
Because you're vegan now.
Yeah. I don't know for real. It just.
Does the family give special dishes aside for you? Like, we know Domani don't like this, so we got to get this special made.
I mean.
Do you get any, like, special requests?
They ask, but it's like, you know, I just eat the vegetables. But they I don't really want nobody to make none specifically for me because then they want to see it gone. Then they want me to eat it all.
Oh, yeah.
Then they're going to be like, you ain't like it? I'm be like, yeah, I mean. It's just not. You're the fourth house I came to.
Me, Ken, and all of us, we was in here the other day and we were talking, and he said something about a vegan turkey. I had never heard of no shit like that before.
I heard of it. I wouldn't eat it.
You wouldn't?
Mm-mm.
Like, so what are like some things? Do you eat Beyond Meat?
If it's nothing else to eat, I mean.
So what do you like eat? Being vegan.
Vegetables.
So are you like the real clean vegan person? Like,
when I can be.
Okay.
Yeah. Like on tour, we finna go on tour. I actually leave a little bit later today, but you know you gotta, and we're going to Europe, so I don't know what's gonna be out there.
I know people are always picky about the food in Europe. You know,
I ain't never been out there. It's gonna be my first time, so
I assume you're gonna have fun.
A lot of work and a lot of hard work, and of course it's fun.
Now you're going on tour with JID.
Mm-hmm.
Catch Me If You Can.
JID and Grip.
How that opportunity come about, and what are you most excited about with this tour? Being that you just came off a tour with Big Crit and Rhapsody.
That's right. How did this come? I met him at I think the first time I met him was at the Dreamville session, if I'm not mistaken. So I met him exactly. Mm-hmm. Exchange information, and you know we was talking a little bit here and there since then, and then right before I went on tour with Big Crit and Rhapsody, I had hit him and I said, hey, you know, if you going on the road, you know, after I get off, I know this guy named Domani, he pretty dope. You know, you should take him on tour with you. He said, oh, word, man, that's what's up. Yeah, I'll do that. I was like, all right, man, let me know. He said, man, that's no problem. It'll happen.
And he stuck to his word.
Exactly.
That's fire. Shout out to JID.
Yes, sir.
Just shout out to the whole since the 80s, Dreamville, everybody over there.
Yeah,
that's
they all
family
dope.
over there. You said you met at the Dreamville sessions. I remember seeing you up there. We were both up there.
Yeah.
What were those sessions for you? Like, how was that experience? Because I always say that it was like an amazing, like once in a lifetime experience.
Definitely. Man, it really just reminded me so much of my grandma's basement because that's like really where I was introduced to music. My grandma's basement. Like well, when we first got that house, it was like a real professional studio in the basement. Then over the years, my cousin, my dad moved out and gave the house to my grandma. Then my cousins moved in and they do music and they just turned it out. But it was like, not turned out in a bad way, but like they did their own thing with it. It's like nobody really used the studio. They just like had the studio on the outside of the basement. Like it was like mics and just speakers hooked up everywhere, like in different corners in the theater.
That was the Dreamville.
In the bathroom. Exactly. And that was the Dreamville. It's like speakers and studios just hooked up wherever. And I had did a record in the closet over there somewhere. Just people was in there fighting for spaces. Let me get right here. Let me get
No,
right here.
facts. I think my first night I did a record with Ari Lennox in the hallway. We were like sitting on the couch and we were just in the hallway.
See
and
what I'm
everybody
saying?
just had the whole setup and we were just sitting there like. But that was the fun thing about it.
Exactly.
That was really, I think, the best thing about it. And it also was just like, but when you got into the room, you knew when you got into the room, you had to make some shit shake.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was just a lot of people getting out their comfort zone and
Definitely.
just meeting new people, networking, learning people, doing music. It was really
It was about the music. Music came first.
Yeah.
Music came first. Now, just speaking on the music, I've been following you for a minute. And your latest project, Time Will Tell. I see so much growth. I was like so proud just listening to it. I was like, wow, like he has grown so much.
Thank you.
And you're just really wise beyond your years, I would say.
Thanks.
Like to be 18 and to say the things that you say. And I guess sometimes when people think about 18 now, because we were born in 2001?
Yeah.
When people think of like just kids born in that space, sometimes the world can think that age group misses substance.
I don't think it's the age. It's just your environment.
Mm-hmm.
So all my life, I've been around adults, like, mature people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what I grew up around. So it's your environment. A lot of people don't really have a lot of kids don't really have cool adults to hang around, or they get intimidated because it's an adult. And it's like, kids don't really like to feel taught,
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up around adults, so I was being taught my whole life, and I was always learning.
So, all right, growing up around adults, because I was always a kid that was around adults too.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times it was always staying in a kid's place. Was that the same for you, or were you?
It's the balance. It's the balance. It's about respect.
Mm-hmm.
You learn what you can from these adults, but you're not an adult. So it's like you don't have that. You can't do both. You don't have those same responsibilities as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't walk around and act like an adult.
I get it. I don't think I always got that though.
I didn't always get it either. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But then it was like, I bet you want to do what you want to do. You got to pay this bill. You got to pay this rent. You got to pay this mortgage. You got to pay your note.
So did your parents make you pay any type of bills growing up? Or was it like...
it's not till I moved out and did my own thing. Okay. Well, that was my choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when responsibility started hitting.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I could feel it. How do you feel like you just relate to your peers? Do you like because I feel like when you're around like kids your age, you're probably like, the wise one of them all.
Yeah, I used to get joned all the time. Kids in school say I'm the uncle and I'm Dr. Phil and I always got something to say.
They called you Dr. Phil Domani.
Dr. Phil, always the counselor or something. Because any problem, they come to me and then I say something deep, but really it's like it ain't that deep. You just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they always knew, don't go to the money. He gonna tell you this and tell you that. I'd be like, hey, man, you want to know or you not? You don't, so.
No, I could definitely feel it. Okay, so, you have a song on the project. I'm really drawing a blank right now. It's the I'm Not Ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was really surprised when I watched the video because I'm like, first of all, I just want to say kudos to you. Your visuals are amazing.
Thank you.
The effort and the effort that you put into your visuals to tell the story that you want to get across.
Yeah.
You do it. Like you actually accomplish it. When I watched the video for I'm Not Ready, I probably would have thought it was going to be of someone maybe late 20s. Talking about marriage and things of that sort. Like you're walking to the altar and you're basically telling I'm not ready. Like, I don't want you to wait for me. It was just really, really, really mature. And it spoke to me a lot. And then I'm just like going through the comments. And you have a lot of older fans too.
Yeah.
Like they love you.
I love them.
They love you. Where did the inspiration for that song come from? Was it more personal? Was it just
it's all personal.
Things?
It's all personal because at the end of the day, something has to move me on a personal level
for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, the song is really exactly how I felt. I was just thinking about certain things that happened. Thinking, I always dig deep. I always like to learn more. Making music has helped me learn more about myself.
Self-awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like when I say it out loud, it's like I'd be like, dang, I really feel that way. But you're just having problems with relationships and realizing like, dang, I might not be ready for this because I got my own issues and my own stuff that I've been running away from, all these years. I got to fix that before I, do this.
What do you think is the biggest thing that you feel like you've had to, I guess, face within yourself when it comes to a relationship before you could say, I'm ready?
I feel like you have to find yourself in order to share it with somebody.
You think it's really finding yourself, or is it, how I kind of look at that sometimes? I feel like we always knew who we were when we were kids. And then I think...
Yeah, but you get thrown off course so much during life.
So then you have to go back.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I think we just always end up going back to that place where we first became self-aware of who we were.
Yeah.
Around, like, I think 6, 7.
Exactly. It's them years.
Those 6, 7 years, and we kind of know who we are and what we want to be.
Yeah.
And we're really in tune with who we are. And
yeah,
because
that's the years, like we young enough to still have the creativity as a kid, but old enough to still be able to think and learn. But then, a couple years after that, you start learning that, okay, my friends don't like what I like, so maybe I shouldn't like doing this. So, yeah, that's the age.
Yep. Definitely on the same page. Keep it locked. More coming up with Domani right here on Southside Dash Radio. It's the Jawn Joy. It's Thanksgiving. Y'all know what time it is. Every Thursday 4 to 6 in this bit getting lit with none other than your girl Raven and PY. It's the Jawn Joy right here on Southside Dash Radio. I hope y'all having a happy Thanksgiving, eating enough turkey. I don't eat that shit. I think it's dry. But I will partake in some collard greens and some macaroni and cheese. You could bring my plate over to me. Domani Harris is in the building.
I'm still here.
He is still here. Now, Domani, in your song Forever, for one, I love the song. Just love the whole concept of it. Like, I don't want it if I can't have that shit forever.
That's right.
I agree.
Forever Records.
Forever Records. In the song, you said something that stuck out, and you said, Cole turned you down 3 times.
Yeah.
How does that happen? And just explain to us, like, those encounters that you have with Cole, because fast forward, Cole called you and congratulated you on your project this year.
Yeah.
So just like take us down that line, like that timeline.
That's just how I felt, man. I felt like he was turning me down. I felt like, I was just really in my head, as an artist, because of course you believe in yourself so much, and then it kind of mess with you when people don't really see the same thing you see. But, yeah, I just ran into him up there, and I said, hey, man, I got some music for you. I want you to check it out. He told me he didn't have time, and I was like, all right, bet, I'm going to catch you later. Called him later. Hey, what's up? What about now? Not right now. What about tomorrow? Okay, cool. Come back tomorrow early. What you got going on? I want to play you some stuff. Not right now. So I had to really, like, catch him. Like, he just walked in the room. I just like, all right, bet, it look like this the time. I don't really see nobody in there.
The importance of timing.
Exactly. So I called him. I played him some music. He really liked it. And I was like, I told you I had some stuff, man. I know you get this a lot, but, I got some stuff. But I didn't really take in consideration everything that he had going on at the time. Like, he had all of these artists under this one building. He trying to make sure everybody else straight and still trying to make sure he's
in his creative space.
Exactly.
I really want to say kudos to him for that, because just being there and seeing it, like him being able to balance the executive side of it and also his creative side of it.
Yes, man, that is a lot. But I didn't see that at the time. All I seen was what was in front of me at the time. Like, I seen my work. I knew how much I felt about it, and I wanted him to feel the same thing about it. So, yeah. And I played him the record. He said he didn't turn me down. But that's just how I felt, When I make music, however I feel.
It's your truth.
Exactly. That's how I felt. Now, if I just lied about it and that's not how I felt, and I said that's how I felt, that's the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I felt, and I'm not apologetic about how I felt, but he did assure me that that wasn't the case, and I don't think that was the case either. I was just in my head.
In your head. It happens to us.
Yeah.
It happens to us. What was it like when you got that phone call from him?
That was, I think that was the day my project came out. I had called him as soon as it dropped, and I don't even know why I called him. I was just excited, and like we wasn't even like on that calling stage. Like I had just got his number, and I like never talked to him ever since. And then like when my project dropped, I just said, let me call Cole. So I just called him. I knew he wasn't gonna answer. He didn't answer. So then he called me the next day. He called me back. Was like, yo, I heard the project. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But yeah, that was dope.
That's fire. That's fire. You say you spill a lot about yourself in your music. I feel like even in one of the songs you just said, you mentioned that people think you're stuck up because you don't say a lot.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, when I see Domani, I never got stuck up from you though.
Yeah.
But you're always you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, see, that's that, being in your own head sometimes you don't really take in consideration what other people got going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I people think I'm stuck up, because I don't really talk, or they might be excited to see me and I don't look like I'm showing that same excitement. Mm-hmm. So they feel a little weird. Mm-hmm. But nah, it's not that, man. I'm human,
Do you think that's something you need to work on more so though, especially the more you come out, you grow into your artistry and the bigger that you become, because you grew up in front of the world.
Yeah.
You grew up in front of the world, so a lot of times you got people who just, they feel like they know you because they see you grew up on TV.
Exactly.
And then there's other people who are just big ass fans of yours and they're just like, I love his music, and they're just excited to see you and things of that sort.
Yeah, of course. But it's, definitely not stuck up. I like to talk to people. But when
I won't say you're stuck up.
When it's a lot going on, it's like, I don't know, I'm just about balance. When the room loud and it's a lot going on, I'm going to be the opposite. So if it's a lot going on and it's loud, I'm going to be chill.
Yeah.
When it's chill and it's not a lot of people, let's have a conversation, I'd rather you come up to me, tell me your name. Don't ask for a picture before you tell me your name. Mm-hmm. But yeah, tell me your name, just get a picture and talk to me. Tell me about something. Tell me you like the music. Okay, bet. How did it make you feel? Mm-hmm. And stuff like that. I like to hear stories. I like to hear, because that's what inspires me. Mm-hmm. I want to have conversations. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it's just a lot going on, I just be the opposite.
Could feel it. When I listen to your music, I think about myself when I was your age, when I was 18. It reminds me of that. Like, I feel like and the main thing I want to tell you is you're really in tune with who you are and with the messages that you want to get across. And I think sometimes, remember when we were talking about just that 6-7-year-old stage?
Yeah.
The stage you're in right now is that same exact stage. And then as you transition into your 20s, it happens again. It happens again. Where you start to feel like, I guess, just that transition stage all over again of, oh, that person doesn't like that, or, you know what I'm saying? Just certain things where you start changing your mind frame or things like that just to fit in more into society.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your music, and I think a lot of people are surprised when they hear your music because your dad's Tip.
Yeah.
And he always has a message to say, but we can't forget he's trap music. Yeah. You feel me? And then people listen to you and it's like, hold on. He can spit, but he's not coming from where Tip was coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, that throws a lot of people off.
It throws a lot of people off.
Yeah.
But it has created this own lane for you where people now have to respect you in your own manner, in your own right, in your own artistic, you know what I'm saying, avenue.
Yeah, people hear my music and hear like how confident I am and just be surprised, and then it throw them off so much that they think I'm talking about something other than what my life actually is. I don't know why, but anytime I'm talking about me struggling with something or me having an obstacle, most times it's myself. Mm-hmm. But me struggling with myself, people kind of think that I'm talking about that I grew up in the ghetto and I struggled like this and I was on the streets, I'm like, man, I ain't say none of that, man.
Do you think that's like one of the biggest misconceptions? Or something like that? Or do you feel like...
I understand it, though, because, like, okay, you see a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot going on in the industry. A lot of people acting like something that they really not, saying they came from this and they really didn't come from this. So I would understand why people would think that I'm trying to do that same thing. But, like I said, I want to do this forever. And I feel like, you know, anything in the darkness is going to come to the light at all the time. So I just try to be honest with myself, honest, you know, to the world, to my fans. I feel like we all deserve that.
Yeah. Do you feel like, I think everybody, no matter how good life is for you, like no matter how rich you are, how poor you are, everybody has their struggles.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I think it's unfair when people think just because somebody might have grew up a different way or how they assume someone grew up that they didn't struggle in any form or fashion.
Yeah. You know, just back to people, you know, being in their own head and just not having that kind of knowledge. But I understand. I try to understand. I used to get frustrated and I don't know, but now I'm just like, I try to understand. I try to ask people, you know, why are you really mad? What's the problem? Because it's obviously...
You ask people that?
Yeah.
What
like, what's really going on? What's the problem? They don't know. I got to figure it out myself. But I'm just letting them know. I'm basically saying, you think this what you mad at, but it's 9 times out of 10 something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more than likely misunderstanding or miscommunication or something like that. But yeah, man, everybody struggle with something, and a lot of people don't really understand that.
You know, holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
And on your album, you spoke about even just growing up in 2 households.
Yep.
With 2 Christmases. How did that impact? Like, how did that affect you?
People said something about that too.
What'd they say?
They said he talking about, he complaining about he had 2 Christmases. I ain't had one.
Oh
I'm not complaining about that.
People can't judge how you received life. You feel me?
Yeah, but I wasn't complaining about that in that line. I was saying I always had 2 Christmases, and I said this how I thought. The next line, I can't remember the next line, but the next line I said, what'd I say? Oh, I said I used to always have 2 Christmases, but now I'm fine that it's bigger than that. See, when I was young, I was looking at it like, oh, bet I got 2 Christmases. I got gifts at my mama's house and gifts at my dad's house. But I'm saying now I'm finding that it's bigger than that. So as I grew up, I'm realizing like, dang, this really affected me. You know, like not being in the same household, your parents not being in the same household and, you know, witnessing certain things. I didn't think it affected me because, like I said, I always had 2 Christmases. Yeah. That's what I meant by that line.
Got you. Thanks for the clarity on that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarity on that, for clearing it up for everyone. Keep it locked. More coming up with Domani right here on Southside Dash Radio. It's the Jawn Joy. What's up? It's the Jawn Joy right here on Southside Dash Radio. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I still got Domani Harris in the building.
Yes.
Domani, you know, you graduated high school this year.
Yep.
What's post-grad life like?
A lot of work. You got to make your own schedule, you know. You can sit in the house all day and see what you get from that, or you could make your own schedule, you know, take control of your life, follow your dreams.
Boss up. Did you have any pressure, like, to go to college from anybody? Or was it just like, you know, follow what you want?
I mean, I want to go to college, but that's just to network with people, be around people, and have that experience, like that college experience, because
it's really an experience.
Exactly, like you're not gonna be able to get that later on. But yeah, that's the only reason I really want to go to college. But
where you want to go if you go?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Doesn't really matter. Don't really matter. Probably HBCU.
Shout out to the HBCUs.
Yes. But yeah, I hadn't even really looked, you know, did my research. Do
you read a lot?
Nah, not really. Not as much as I should. You know, I was in an Uber, and this lady had recommended me this book. I think I'm going to read that.
You remember the name?
I wrote it down.
I'm trying to get better at reading. I'm starting to realize like how trying to get better at it. I've been reading some stuff though. I never really finished the books though, but I get started. You know what I mean?
It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh yeah. I have
heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of that book. A lot of
She
people
said
say
I should read. She was just saying. She asked me that same thing. She was saying I'm mature for my age and whoop whoop whoop. And then she said, "Do you read books?" I said, "Nah. A lot of people think I do." She was like, "You know what? You should read."
A lot of people think I do.
Yeah, but I feel like if I'm where I'm at right now and I haven't read books, imagine where I will be when I do start reading books.
Yeah, out of here.
Yeah.
Definitely out of here. What was it like growing up in your household when it came to education? I mean, everybody knows your pops for having his big vocabulary. Did y'all like have spelling bees in?
I can't spell to save my life, man. I lost every spelling bee. I didn't even get in the spelling bee. You know how they had the little fake spelling bee to see who get in the spelling bee? I was out on the first round every time.
I used to do those with my dad. I don't know. He used to be so pressed on words.
Yeah, man. I'm bad at spelling. But
you know, I think it's really just technology that's made us worse at spelling.
I was already bad.
No, but really think about. I mean, you're born in 2001, so you didn't had it a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Telling you, I was already
been attached
bad.
to it a lot longer. But like, our phones have also enabled us, and it's been a crutch for us not to have to really remember how to spell certain things. Because autocorrect pop up and you push the word.
I don't think I got a phone. I was like 12 though.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your first phone? iPhone?
Nah, it was. I don't know. It was just some regular. It had buttons on it. That's what I know.
I had a track phone was my first Jawn. I had that for a little second. Then I got, I think, a Razor. Then I got did I have a Sidekick? I did get the iPhone when it first dropped, though.
See, I wasn't even old enough to know
when
what
the iPhone
phone
dropped. I was litty. They was hating on a kid.
Nah, I had the iPod first. I had the iPod. I thought that was a phone. Had that for a couple years. And they said, nah, that's an iPod, bro. I was like, oh, I gotta get the phone. Wait a minute.
They was out here playing you. Had you thinking you had a
felt like a phone. You could still call people. I'm like,
that's all that mattered. You must have. What was the? It was the touchscreen one.
Yeah.
The iPod Touch or something like that. Yeah. You know, what was I about to ask you? Damn, it just slipped out my head. I hate when that happens.
Hey, man, that happens sometimes.
I hate when that happens. But okay, yeah. I just had a total complete brain fart, and I'm so mad because I really wanted to ask you that question. But you know, just speaking of like financial literacy and things of that sort, you mentioned in one of your songs, you know, I own a percentage of Amazon, so you shop with them, you paying me.
I sold it.
You sold it?
Yeah.
Really?
It reached a peak, and I didn't feel like it was gonna go any higher. I didn't feel like they was gonna split.
Yeah.
So I just got out of there.
How do you look at stocks and stuff like that?
It's on your phone.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying like how do you perceive in what you want to invest in? Like how do you look at what you want to invest in? Like
it's about what you feel is going. If you feel like it's gonna be worth something in the future.
Is there anything that you're eyeing now where you're like, I'm interested in maybe?
Nah, I got a guy. He be telling me what I should look at and stuff like that.
Were you into like cryptocurrency when everybody was talking about that?
Nah, I was confused. I didn't know what it was. I would just hear, here and there in conversations, and I'd be like, what they talking about? But yeah, I didn't really do my research.
You know, I heard there was a conversation not too long ago. Everybody was like in a studio one day, and everybody was like talking about it. And it was like when Bitcoin crashed, and everybody's like, oh, maybe I didn't put my money into it. But there were some people who really like came up off of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they're just like, there's somebody that's going to figure out cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And they're going to be lit because it's not going to go nowhere. Like right now, people are still just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I do believe it's going to come back in the future.
I feel like physical dollar bills going to be gone in the future.
Yeah, it's getting close to it.
It's hard to track. It's hard to track real money. So they're gonna make it all digital and on a card and on an account and stuff like that.
No, facts. Do you carry cash on you? Like, do you like to carry cash? I don't like to carry cash on me. It's not something
just
I like
in case. Not no crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just in case.
Just in case. Now, time will tell. The project. What inspired just the project title? Time will tell for you.
Well, the title, I had made maybe about 75% of the project before I came up with the name and stuff like that. So I listened to all my music. You know, I asked myself, you know, what am I saying in these songs? You know, because usually a lot of people, they'll before they start working on their project, they'll ask themselves this in the beginning. They'll ask, all right, what do I want to talk about? What's the thing? Some people, these are real artists. Most people don't even care about that. They just put a name on something, and drop all the music.
Do the songs and then throw a name on the shit.
Like, but real artists, some people do it, you know, backwards. I feel like it's backwards. But I do it like I make the music first in this time period, and then I listen to it when I feel like I'm ready to put out a project. And I ask myself, what am I basically saying throughout this whole time period? If whether it was a year, what did I feel in this year? And these songs is going to tell me how I felt in this year. But yeah, so I listened to the music, and I realized that I was saying time will tell throughout, you know, multiple songs. That was on accident. So I was just listening, and I was saying it on intros and outros, and then I made the song Time Will Tell. And I said, you know what? I'm finna name it Time Will Tell. Yep.
Fire. Fire, fire, fire. What do you want people to take most from your music and just this project alone? Because you got a lot of people talking with this one.
Just I'm human. I'm an artist. I'm learning and I'm growing. Don't expect the same thing as the last project, cause I'm a different person since my last project. I'm learning, and I'm growing.
Well, I can't wait to see everything that you accomplished, Domani. Definitely very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
I would say catch you on tour, but you about to be overseas, and unless my ass pops up somewhere overseas,
Yeah.
I will see you when you get back to the States.
Yeah, I'll be back right before Christmas.
Let everybody know where they can find you at, and I know you're about to leave tonight for tour, so just traveling mercies, have fun, turn up, and show them what you got out there.
That's right. You can follow me on Instagram at Domani, DOMANI. You can click the link in my bio for my go to my website, my album, my merch. Time Will Tell merch out now. New video 1 day is out, and check out the rest of the videos if you want to.
No, y'all have to. Not if they want to.
She said you have to.
Y'all have to. His visuals are crazy. I was watching one day. I don't want to tell it. But at the end, I was like, I knew that shit was going to happen.
Yes, I like to take people on a journey.
Yeah, I was definitely watching it like a movie. It was definitely, they're all like little mini movies.
That's exactly what I be trying to get across. Mini movies.
So, but good shit, bro. Oh,
thank you.
As I'm cursing and I need to stop cursing, I know that you do not curse in your music.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
You know, I don't have it's words, it's expression, but it's like, you know, sometimes some words aren't really necessary. But yeah, just long as I just want to be able to express myself.
But I wasn't missing it either.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you like hear people's music and you be like, man, why you ain't curse at all? Like, bro, you should have threw a little damn in there, a little shit there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, cause
it wasn't missing.
They not talking about nothing, so you need to throw a little bit of expression here and there because that's all you really. That's the only thing that can really pull you in. But for me, I feel like that's not really necessary. I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
So
that seasoning wasn't needed. It was seasoned enough, bro.
Yeah, it's a balance. You gotta know when to hold and when to fold.
Thanks for coming through, Domani. I wish you the best and keep killing it.
Thank you.
It's the Jawn Joy. You know where to find us. We out this Jawn. Hey, it's the Jawn Joy. It's either created by us, too lit, or inspired by us, living my best life. It's Southside on Dash Radio.